Hello everyone, Storm101 here. Today we'll be having an update on Christmas here. There is some changes in the malls and it could be some good news for some people. Before we get started this video, if you do like weather related content, you can always subscribe to my channel. We do stuff like this here on the channel, so if you like stuff like this, you can always subscribe to my channel and you can also hit the bell notification so you never miss an upload. So let's get started with the GFS model here. We're just going to go straight to Christmas Eve. And I do know that the Northeast did get a winter storm today, and that should end by tomorrow morning. You guys are getting some snow and even some freezing rain out there as well. Hopefully, some of that snow will stick around here because that may increase your chances for a white Christmas. So hopefully, things stay on the colder side over there. But anyway, checking out the GFS model here for Christmas Eve, one noticeable thing is that we got a lot of activity across the west. Pretty much everywhere else is pretty much quiet. Um, a lot of places are on the milder side, and it's also a little bit drier as well. Really across parts of the north here, it's on the cooler side. There's some snow around the Great Lakes region. But really, the biggest noticeable thing is the western U.S. It's pretty active over there. Got rain showers in the lower elevations, and the higher elevations, there's some snow out there. Hopefully, it'll be cold enough for some snow in the lower elevations, so some of you guys may have a better opportunity to see a white Christmas as well. And then again, we're still a little ways away from the event, so it could change out there. But so far, I don't think this is going to change all that much out here. Teleconnections do favor a pattern like that through Christmas, which we'll take a look at the teleconnections in just a moment. But as we move into Christmas Day, so the 25th, there's a low pressure system that moves into parts of the northern plains and the upper Midwest. It does have some snow behind it, but what if I was able to tell you that this is an outlier out of the rest of the models? The rest of the models actually disagree with the GFS. So let's check out some of the other models, see what I'm talking about here. You can see there's something different already or from the Canadian model, different compared to the GFS. We actually got a strong low pressure system over Iowa, a 988 millibar low, so it's a strong low. And if this is correct, could have some snow on the backside, possibly. There's not a whole lot of moisture to work with this system, but it will be a big time wind maker, especially in the warm sector. The good news with this setup here is that the models are not suggesting any severe weather. However, it does suggest quite a bit of wind in the warm sector. It's too early for the Pacifics on the wind gusts, but it could be windy out there. Also be mild in the warm sector as well. Unseasonable warmth will be going on out there. As we continue on throughout the night into Christmas morning, your low is now up into Canada, but check out the northeast. Now it's starting to get its moisture supply from the Atlantic Ocean. And check that out. It's got some snow across parts of New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. A little bit similar to what we just experienced here just today. Difference about this one here is that your low pressure system is up in Canada, but the rain and snow line and everything, it's pretty similar. So, but then again, this could change as well. The model does suggest it may transition over to rain later on in the period. But it looks like it could. There may be a chance of some snow during Christmas Day for parts of the New England states, so it'll be interesting. Meanwhile, across the West, still looking to be a little bit on the active side. It's actually not as active as on Christmas Eve. Mainly the higher elevations in the Northwest still experiencing some snow. Even some of the lower elevations are experiencing some snow as well. So really, the chances have really increased for the Northwest to see a white Christmas. Even for some people in lower elevations have that increased chance as well. So that's a very interesting solution from the Canadian model. Check out the Icon model. Very similar to the Canadian model. And also has a strong low, but this time it's a little faster in eastern Iowa, but it still shows a strong low. At least a 988 millibar low. So Very similar with the pressure low, but then again, not a lot of moisture out there, exception for the backside of low here. It does try to mix in with a little bit of snow across parts of Minnesota. Well, it depends on if that cold air can get there in time. But check out the warm sector here. It's mostly dry, but it's also going to be windy as well. You also do notice there with those pretty close isobars that can indicate stronger winds at the surface. So that's something we're going to need to pay attention to as well. So if you're going to be traveling on Christmas Eve across parts of the Ohio Valley, the Great Lakes, down to parts of the Tennessee Valley, could be a little bit windy drive on Christmas Eve. So it'll be interesting out there. The Northwest looking to be on the active side, some snow in higher elevations, some rain in the lower elevations. Not as widespread as what the GFS showed here, at least nearby the Four Corner states, so there's some uncertainty out there. But it's a little bit similar to the Canadian model, but it kind of shows more in a way of a little bit more rain than snow. It will have to really depend on how some of that warm air around the 850 millibar line. That's what you call a warm air aloft. And those are the type of things where it really depends on your precipitation. If it's a little bit warmer, it could be on the rainy side, but if it's cold, a little bit colder, it'd be maybe on the snowy side. So, but then again, it's pretty far out, but there could be some mixing in there as well, like sleet or freezing rain, so we may have to pay attention to that as well. But just like the Canadian model, it transitions for pretty much everybody to rain later in the day. So it could be a snowy morning, but unfortunately it may transition over to rain. Meanwhile, across the west here's another wave of precipitation that moves in across the west, which actually shows more the way of widespread snowfall out there, which is interesting. Checking out the European model, similar, but the low pressure system is further to the northwest. It's actually more focused in the Dakotas, but it still puts out a very similar thing here, like the other models are showing. Strong low somewhere in the Midwest, windy in the warm sector, and then when it gets to the northeast, could bring in a wave of maybe some rain and snow. It could be snow at first for a lot of people in the New England states, but unfortunately that transitions over to snow, or I meant rain. But then again, that could change. We're still a little ways away from that event, but it's certainly very interesting. And in the west, pretty similar to what the other models are suggesting, pretty active across the west on Christmas Eve and even get into parts of Christmas Day as well. Looking to stay active. Really, the only area that's going to stay mostly dry, maybe across the central southern plains and probably most of the southeast, and maybe get into parts of the mid Atlantic as well, looking to stay on the drier side. Meanwhile, pretty much everywhere else may have a chance of some type of precipitation. But really, most of your milder air will probably stay across really anywhere from the Ohio Valley down into parts of the Four Quarter States, the Southern Plains, and the entire southeast, and even getting into parts of the Mid-Atlantic as well, looking to be on the milder side. Meanwhile, everywhere else across the north, and even for parts of the west, looking to be on the colder side, at least for now, anyway. Checking out the GFS ensembles. This is again at 18Z on Christmas Eve, so this is Christmas Eve during the afternoon hours. Inks here also shows a strong low, but it's a little bit slower. But then again, this is a mean of 20 members, so it won't look exactly the way that the other models suggest. But when you kind of get to Christmas morning, it has a stronger low signature over in the parts of the Great Lakes region. In these darker blue colors and even that speck of green, that's where we could see some precipitation. And you can see when it gets to the northeast, there is some uncertainties up there when it kind of gets to the northeast. But we can probably check and see how much snow it's projecting up there, which some of that does include from today's event. So really like for Central New Hampshire, for example, 7.4 inches, and then going for Christmas. So you may be talking about a mean of 1 to 3 inches of snow up there. So there is a signal that we could see some snow for the New England states. So there is a little bit of a signal. Meanwhile, you can tell the west, it's active. Higher elevations, a lot of snow. Even some of the lower elevations could see some snow as well. So looking to stay active for a lot of people across the West as well. Here's your European ensembles here. So this is in the morning hours on December 24th. Got a lot of troughing across the northwest. There's some bridging right in the middle, and some troughing off the east coast. You'll notice here when we kind of get into Christmas morning, the two ridges here kind of split. That's where that low may try to pass through, getting into the Great Lakes, eventually getting to the northeast. So we could see a low go through some of these areas in there as well. But then again, this is an average mean of 50 members of the European ensembles. So probably won't look exactly like some of the other models, but the signal is there either way. Then last thing but not least is the teleconnections. The PNA, what's it looking like for right now, right around Christmas? Well, where we have that lot of activity for the West, looks like it will likely stay that way. Negative PNA. That keeps a lot of systems to go through the western U.S., so that's going to keep things active over there. The NAO, on the other hand, it does look like it warms up a little bit right around Christmas time. That's where we get that little push of milder air across parts of the southern U.S. there. But really getting towards the New Year's, it kind of goes back down, a little bit more towards the negative side of things. And then the AO looks like it is trending a little bit more on the negative side as well, which, if these teleconnections are correct, it looks like that the western U.S. will likely stay active. Parts of the southern and the southeastern U.S. will likely be on the warmer side. And even getting up into parts of the mid-Atlantic, Ohio Valley as well will probably stay on the warmer side. And then you got the Northern Plains, the Great Lakes, and even for parts of the Northeast, could be on the colder side as well. Then again, we're still a little ways away from Christmas, so some things can change here. But this is a very interesting update. And then again, for people that live in New England states, don't get too excited on this. Things can change. Next thing you know, it models could trend towards a little bit more into the GFS. But trends will be the main thing to watch here. Even though there's a pretty good agreement this far out, I've seen this happen many times. The uncertainty increases there at around that point. So then again, it's something to watch for now, but definitely a very interesting update. But the Western U.S. definitely looking good for you guys. But really for the parts of the central southern U.S. and the southeast, getting up to parts of the Ohio Valley, Mid-Atlantic, not looking so good there for our white Christmas. So then again, it's something to watch for now. But I'll definitely have another update on this very soon. But anyways, guys, that's all for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys like this video, hit the like button. If you like my channel, hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell notifications so you never miss an upload. If you've got some questions about this, put the comment section down below. I answer you guys questions, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.